I know we as educators are also always still learning, still growing. What
Yeah.
concept right now is front and center of your mind? What have you been focusing on?
Man, when I'm all in on harmonic saturation
Mm.
and phasing right now, bro, I'm like obsessed with harmonic saturation and phasing right now. Like phase cancel. Like I can't even begin to like explain how much over the past 6 months, deep diving into harmonic saturation has literally changed and altered my entire mixing, mastering, and just audio per career, as far as from a mindset of just how I attack audio and how I mix and stuff like that. Because I'm noticing that adding these overtones and shaping the sound with saturation is making the music sound fuller, bigger, more analog, quote unquote. And it's just changing the way I'm thinking about mixes and how I'm bringing more life and realism to what I've been doing. Analog saturation has been my top of the list, along with phase has been a real big thing with me right now too.
Would you be able to dive into that a little bit, master classes for a minute? What, like in particular, like what have you been learning that's changed your mindset about things?
Yeah, you know what's changed my mindset is I've been noticing, so this is what's been destroying my mind, like just making my brain explode, which I'm still diving into, is I found certain groups of plugins, or basically I figured out that my goals with saturation is to add perceived loudness or perceived perception without that meter moving an inch.
Or
That's been my
coming down.
going down or going down. That's been my audio voodoo that I've been really just diving into, is just not increasing the voltage, as old school engineers would say, but it sounds 3 dB louder. It's like, how is this possible? You know, recently I've been able to get my mixes ridiculously loud, and my limiter has been getting lower and lower as far as the threshold. Where I'm talking about, I'm getting like -7 mixes with just 2 dB of limiting. And people looking at when I'm showing people, they're like, how is that possible? I'm like, I'm telling y'all, the saturation and adding harmonics is really where that loudness and perception is playing a really funny and weird game right now, where I'm getting stuff to hit hard with less limiting. And it's keeping my dynamics. And that's where the beauty is coming in, because I'm not destroying my dynamics so much with cranking that limiter down to really squash it. I'm really just adding so much saturation without adding any volume technically to the meters, and it's just sounding a lot better. So that's been my little trick right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's something I'm really not playing around with. And the phase thing as well, like I was saying.
We'll get into the phase thing to dive into this, because I love saturation too. I think it's pure magic, right?
It is.
And
it is.
I think it's doing a few things for us in mixing and mastering. It's obviously creating those harmonic distortions, which are pleasing to. We love those as humans for some reason. It's pleasing, it's chaotic, it's interesting, right? We love that sound. It's not sterile, right? So it's adding that flavor to it. You also see these tape emulations, different saturation emulations, not only not adding gain while adding perceptive volume, but saving a couple of dB while adding perceptive volume.
Yeah, man. It's weird. And as a person that we've been doing this for so long, it's just strange to see that. When we see it, when we like, dude, like it's not, my headroom is still there, but it's so much louder. I did it once or twice, it started to break my entire process and stuff. Because I was like, wait, like how is this possible? And so it started to make me dive deeper into it with overtones and even and odd order harmonics and third order harmonics. And obviously we nerd out on this stuff, right? And it's hard to find this information. I'll be honest with you. It's not a lot of information as far as even and odd order harmonics and stuff like that. But I'm starting to see more and more people dive into it, because I think it's the next level of the trick bag. You know what I mean? As far as figuring this out, I think the big guys, they've been knew a lot of this stuff with their boards and their analog gear. I think they already had access, but I think plugins and the technology is now giving me the chance at home to start to be able to like really experiment like a scientist with this type of stuff. So that stuff, as far as saturation and stuff like that, is becoming a big thing. And I can't tell you how many saturation plugins we see drop every single week now, like a new one. And I'm on it. I'm watching them like, okay, what does this one do? You know what I mean? I'm on it.
We need to make one. Sounds
Hey, listen, I've been thinking, bro, I'm so ahead of you, bro, with that. I've been thinking about it. I've been like, listen, I'm trying to get into the game too. Like, I know what I like out of saturation, so I would definitely create something in my likeness that I would like. Like, I'm a big fan of even even order harmonics. It's so pleasing. It sounds musical. It's interesting. Like even my brain is starting to go, okay, I like even, as opposed to odd is great too for certain things. But even I gravitate more to even order harmonics and stuff like that. It sounds more musical, more pleasing, complements everything, fills in the little holes in the mix and stuff like that.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Reverse Engineer podcast. If you want to watch the whole podcast, just click right here. It will take you to the full version, or you can listen to it wherever you listen to your podcasts. Also, if you have any questions about mastering.com, just go ahead and search mastering.com. You can learn all about what we do over there for the students that we work with and the community that we're trying to build. Thanks again for listening.